Pratt Area Community Council was founded in 1964 by a group of committed residents concerned about displacement, disinvestment, rising crime, and lack of community services in their neighborhoods of Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, and western Bedford-Stuyvesant. It was a tumultuous time when ordinary people believed that through committed action and engagement, they could effect change in their communities.
My wife was a motion picture editor. She was the first black woman and one of the first women to get into the editors union. And even though our professional duties were very demanding, we both spent a lot of time on community activities. PACC had just been organized and the neighborhood really needed it. My wife and I were members, but not particularly active right at the beginning. Later on in the 80s, my wife became the director of PACC itself.
I've been living in Bed-Stuy since 1989. I needed affordable housing, and PACC helped me by giving me a beautiful place to live where I could continue living in Bed-Stuy.
I always dreamt about having a safe, affordable, clean place. So this apartment has definitely been a blessing to us. I've been able to work on my business and just be happy and free and stress-free. This is an organization that believes in community outreach, and without organizations like that, communities will just go away.
"15 years ago, PACC started merchant organizing along Fulton Street, which is one of our primary retail corridors in the neighborhoods that we serve. And that work grew into the FAB Alliance, which is the local business improvement district.
If you know Fulton Street now compared to what it was back in, let's say, 2003, huge difference. I can't rent up the stores fast enough, but the sad side is people come in without the knowledge of running a business. So we have the Rolling Up the Gates program for small entrepreneurs. I'll have 30, 40 businesses come in on a Saturday morning thinking they're just going out to see storefronts and hear a little stuff from resources, but they get so much more than that. They get to network with people. They get the vendors from the city, they get the vendors from the banks, they get the vendors that are the business planning, you know, all the details that they need to just walk in the door and say, hey, I'm opening up this business. We hold your hand straight through, make sure you don't fail, so that in 6 months, you're not out of business.
I first became familiar with PACC, say around 15 years ago. I'm a property owner, and I'm ecstatic over the fact that there's been so many new businesses in the area. I have seen Fulton Street experience a metamorphosis.
Starting with our first mortgage foreclosure in 1993, we've seen elderly homeowners be scammed by contractors and seen unscrupulous practices of mortgage brokers and the predatory lending industry. In our 10 years of providing foreclosure counseling, PACC has kept over 700 families in their homes.
The people that we have counseled over the years, they have not returned for the same services. We have seen them go on to purchase a new home or just become credit healthy.
I've seen people now that have come to PACC for some type of financial counseling. What is budgeting to you? I've seen that they're now being banked. They're using their funds wisely. They're also using credit wisely, more wisely. They're becoming more aware. Any questions on this so far?
PACC is very strong at helping people help themselves, and it has helped a lot of people.
Year after year, we've seen our communities really changing due to the weakened rent laws. I mean, Fort Greene, as we said, is a ground zero.
I've watched, in my 27 years in office, thousands of tenants get pushed out of their homes, and I say enough.
We have been helping a lot of people in our communities, tenants that got burnt out from their home, tenants that lose their home, tenants whose electricity got shut off. They have legal counseling.
Been in relationship with PACC for many years, and I like fact that PACC has given me the power and the wisdom to become a leader within my community.
Gibb Mansion is an excellent example of coming into a community and becoming the best neighbor on the block. They didn't want Gibb Mansion here initially, and some even fought against it. However, we've been providing services since 2002. The residents are good neighbors.
Before I moved here, I was at the Jamaica YMCA. And I stayed there for about 2 years, and the social worker out there said, we got a place for you in Brooklyn, and it's called the Gibb Mansion.
I was on the verge of being on the street. That didn't happen because of PACC. I'm happy that the staff at Gibb Mansion helped me not only to interact more with people, but to like myself. I didn't like myself very much. They would listen to me. They listened to me and they let me know that it was all right to cry and it was all right to be myself. It was all right to be myself.
Brooklyn is a very different place than when PACC was founded 50 years ago. Then PACC was countering a lack of investment. Today they're working within highly gentrified neighborhoods. But what remains the same is PACC's mission to facilitate a social equilibrium where a diverse community can thrive. In the next 50 years, PACC will continue its core work of facilitating social justice activism around important issues like housing and community and economic development. Our work, as it always has, will be done through meaningful collaborations with our funders, with our residents and homeowners, with our elected officials and our nonprofit partners. Our intent will always be listening and responding to community needs.